morning. You're welcome to the Star Breakfast News. My name is Nanama Acquah, and today is Friday, the 13th of September, 2024. Here's what we have coming up in the headlines. Electoral Commission describes as premature NDC's demand for a forensic audit of the voters' exercise, insisting almost all discrepancies uncovered in provisional register have been addressed.
What is needed at this time? It is premature. The voters' exhibition exercise in itself is an audit.
But the National Democratic Congress says it will not back down on its planned demonstration, despite assurances from the Electoral Commission.
The responses they've given is not sufficient enough, and there has to be that independent audit so that we'll all be satisfied that the system is robust.
Also, national food suppliers accuse government of bad faith as they demand immediate payment of 3 years arrears owed them. And coalition of CSOs demand immediate resignation of Lands and Natural Resources Minister and his deputies over widespread depletion of Ghana's forest reserves.
Among the resources he's been given, he has still failed to deliver. And we don't see him as the man to take us from the current situation we find ourselves.
We've got this and more coming right up.
Star News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, MyStar Radio in the USA, also live on Facebook on Star 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Star 103.5 FM, Star News. Informed, in depth, in touch.
Thank you for choosing Star News. My name is Nanama Acquah. Now, the Electoral Commission has described as premature the NDC's demand for a forensic audit of the voters' exercise list, insisting almost all discrepancies uncovered in the provisional register have been addressed. The largest opposition party had chided the EC over anomalies found in the 2024 voters register. The party, which has demanded a forensic audit, has served notice that it would on Tuesday, September 17, descend on all offices of the Commission in a nationwide protest to push for the audit. Now, addressing the media, the Electoral Commission has said it is well equipped to correct the errors. Samuel Tete is Deputy Director in charge of operations at the EC.
While the Commission did not reject the proposal for a forensic audit of the register, the question is, what purpose will a forensic audit serve? The NDC's detection of discrepancies with the provisional voters register is not new. As the Commission has maintained, that is the essence of the exhibition exercise. It is to correct discrepancies. This is what is being done, as has been the case in the past. The Commission is of the view that the forensic audit is not what is needed at this time. It is premature. The voters' exhibition exercise in itself is an audit. It unearths discrepancies and allows for prescribed legal processes to correct the discrepancies.
The EC is also of the view that the planned demonstration by the NDC is misplaced.
The Commission strongly believes that the surest way to attaining a credible and robust register is not through demonstrations. There is simply nothing to demonstrate about. This is because the Commission has repeatedly requested the data on discrepancies from the NDC to no avail. We are of the view that the stance taken by the NDC will not produce a credible register. The Commission is of the view that the best place to resolve the issues they have identified is the discussion table. Urge them to submit details of the discrepancies they have identified to enable the Commission investigate the issues and demonstrate to them that the concerns they have been resolved.
But a former director of elections of the NDC, Elvis Acquah, has stated that his party cannot buy the explanations offered by the Electoral Commission over anomalies found in the 2024 Provisional Voters Register. He insists the party will not back down until the Electoral Commission takes steps to produce a robust register that can be trusted.
In terms of responses, we've been here before. If you recall, before the 2012 elections, Dr. Baumia said that there were about 700,000 Togolese in the voters register. The EC then instituted the Justice VCRC CRAB committee. So it's happened before. You want to build confidence in the electoral system. And if these glaring absurdities have been found, how is it possible that places like the constituency of Attaa and many other places, you have 2,000, 3,000, 1,008 people have been transferred in an illegal manner? Who had access to the system? If indeed people can have access to the system, it means the system is compromised. That's why we need to do an integrity test to check whether the system has been compromised or not. You don't want to wait till the election day and then you'll be taken unawares. Again, you have people who have been transferred to various places without their knowledge and consent. These are real matters. So the responses they've given is not sufficient enough. And there has to be that independent audit so that we'll all be satisfied that the system is robust, is credible, and can meet the expectations of all of us.
Elvis Acquah is a former director of elections for the NDC. Now, members of the National Food Suppliers Association have accused management of the National Food Buffer Stock Company of bad faith following their inability to settle over 3 years' arrears owed them. This comes after some members massed up at the premises of the National Food Buffer Stock Company yesterday. Now, the association argues that they were left with no choice after the government failed to settle the arrears owed its members. Here's spokesperson of the association, Kwaku Amedume. Let's have a listen.
Very worried, very much so, given the fact that these monies that they're making claims over are monies that have been disbursed into the coffers of buffer stock 3 years ago. And in fact, those times, some payments were, some items, for instance, milk was sold to the buffer place, so they delivered at the price of 117. Buffer paid 50 cedis, 57 cedis on almost half of the price. Them over 3 years, they're trying to claim their money. Things have not been yielding positive. Thankfully, today some promise have been given that will be called tomorrow to be informed as to when the woman can come for the money. But
now, coalition of CSOs in the country are demanding the immediate resignation of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu Jinapor, and his deputies over the widespread depletion of Ghana's forest reserves. It follows the worsening effects of illegal mining activities, commonly known as galamsey, which continue to devastate the environment and livelihoods across the country. Now, Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana, Anthony Selom Kofitu Morrison, tells Star News that the ministry's leadership has failed to effectively address the crisis and safeguard Ghana's natural resources.
The reason why we are calling for the resignation of the Forest Resources Minister is simple. Under his tenure, we've seen the worst depletion of our forest reserves. We've witnessed the worst destruction of our water bodies. And as farmers, we dwell so much on our land and we dwell so much also on the fresh water. Recently, when we had a dry spell, we were all complaining and government wanted to put 8 billion cedis into the sector. What we are saying is simple. Among the resources he's been given, he has still failed to deliver. And we don't see him as the man capable of delivering to be able to take us from the current situation we find ourselves. And we want to be very emphatic on this. It is going forward that we demand the minister to step down so the president can put in a more nationalistic committee of
Now, the NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has challenged government's claim of creating over 2 million jobs. He has also accused the Akufo-Addo-led administration of having no solution to the unemployment problem. According to him, government has rather worsened the situation with poor policies. He was speaking during a media encounter in Sunyani to climax his 4-day campaign tour of the Bono region.
The reason why we are calling for the
Certainly, the current government has no panacea for youth unemployment because they've taken the unemployment rate from 8.4% to 14.7% in just 8 years. And so when they talk about creating 2 million jobs, you ask, where are those 2 million jobs? If unemployment has risen to 14.7%, then you can't have created 2.something million jobs. But we all know that this is a government that is used to propaganda. And unfortunately, when you propagandize, you must keep your propaganda from reality. Unfortunately for this government, they are lost in their propaganda because they believe it. And so they repeat it like a nursery rhyme. And they believe in everything that they say, even though on the ground, the reality is different.
Well, that's what we have for the Star Breakfast News this morning. My name is Acquah. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a wonderful weekend.